Is the great mage Serie going to get yeeted? Is Stark going to get his revenge from almost dying again? What would happen when GoTP confronts Gorilla Dubs? Well, welcome to my new series of Frieren videos addressing how the Foundation Festival arc may end and what the biggest takeaway may end up being. Since the Frieren creators put themselves in indefinite timeout, let's just explore ourselves what we want to see out of this arc. Maybe with videos like these, we can inspire the creators to come back, like, faster. I mean, if you guys are here for this video, obviously there's going to be spoilers. As we make our way into the Foundation Festival arc, after Frieren, Fern, and Stark make a pit stop in a particular village, the story introduces the newest, biggest plot point in the story of the existence of the Empire Shadow Assassins, and we can take their name at face value. They yeet people for the Imperial Empire from the shadows, leaving no traces, just dead bodies. Like this guy, the commander. He has the full authority without having to answer to the Emperor, signing off on any of their decisions. Obviously, this is way too much power and freedom, and so the Emperor 16 years prior disbanded them. Now the current Shadow Warriors group is a rogue group led by Commander Lo, but I think the pronunciation is a little bit closer to Rede, but we will say Lo. This guy wants to yeet Serie, Frieren, and whoever else is on their hit list in an attempt to help save humanity by eradicating magic completely. Yes, all of it. No more nightmare bases. Wait a minute, that sounds like a good thing. Like the hero of the South, Himo the Hero, themes including legacy, statues, being remembered, passing on a roadmap for a peaceful pathway forward. The Shadow Warriors philosophy is counter to the story's most prominent themes. It is those in the shadows that would have made a powerful impact on society without no one ever knowing. This plot functions on our fear of power and humanity's desire to control it or get rid of it. The feet goddess, the great mage Serie, represents this great threat to the world. Let's remember that this is the Foundation Festival arc, keyword Foundation. So the origins and the themes of this arc all go back to Flamme, as it will naturally be seen through the eyes of Frieren during this arc, as she is the protector of this philosophy. Magic is a beautiful thing to be shared with the world, for better or worse. Without magic, there is no Riz. So the plot is that Shadow Assassins want to yeet Serie because she is an all-powerful potential threat to the world. And so getting rid of her and magic completely may be what is best for the world. This may be speculation of why they want to get rid of magic, but I think this is the logical conclusion, as if you can't control it, just throw it away. It is this arc where we come to understand that mages have a clear weakness against strong warriors like Stark within close distances and within the element of surprise. The arc sets up the audience with doubt and contradictory moments throughout the story. Serie may be fearful of her death, but it is something that she would never actually say. But it is something that we can judge by her actions. And the story also introduces that the elf, the great mage Minas, aka Minas the Witch, aka a tyrant of the southern lands, whom we come to find out was defeated, not fully confirmed yeeted, by Commander Lo 20 years prior. Frieren herself even questioned what Serie is thinking. As a centuries-old entity, it could be the excitement of someone actually imagining defeating her. If we know anything about Frieren's themes, imagination is the first step in creating a new spell and outcome. This is likely why Serie accepted the invitation for the Magic Festival Ball for the challenge. Also, there is the perspective that all the first-class mages she brought along can earn important experience from what may come from these Shadow Assassins. All these things can be true, Serie is fearful of death on some level. She wants the first class mages to grow from this experience, and Serie might want to come away enlightened from this experience, or dead by way of irony. Serie's hubris continues to be on display as she brings along quite the squad that includes Degenerate Fausch, Sense, Fern, Ubel, and Lan. Oh yeah, there's that undercover first class mage girl in the Imperial Empire, in Linear, who is somewhere lurking out in the shadows as well. Then there's Dinkin, who's stuck between being an Imperial mage and also a first class mage. And there might also be a way to link Gluck, who alludes to the fact that Captain Frase of the Magic Special Forces isn't necessarily a good guy either. And then there's always the possibility of other first class mages or characters showing up out of nowhere as the plot unfolds. I personally demand that Methode and Ganao be in this arc as well. I am here, personally, for the Zain and Methode ship. Because of Sense asking for Fern's involvement, this obviously brings in Frieren, Stark, and coincidentally, Zain into the mix. Before the celebration ball starts, Serie talks about some key character development for why the bodyguards were chosen to protect Serie from assassination. After passing the first class mage exam, everyone gets a free magic spell from Serie, and it's usually ones that ask somewhere along the line for power and ambition that she likes. But there are ones that chose something outside of her expectation for something basic and novel and kind of personal. But in Fern's case, she asked for laundry spells. The ones that ask something that is outside of her expectation, those are the mages that are present right now. So in chapter 140, that is where the festival ball begins. And this also begins the process of each and every first class mage showing a different kind of growth that intrigues Serie. There are basically 3 factions with different goals. There is Serie, her first class mages that include Frieren, Stark, and Zain, and whatever potential characters that may end up appearing at any moment. Then you have these shadow assassins, these guys, including Gorilla Dubs. They want to yeet Serie, Frieren, and in magic. On the Imperial Forces side, we have the Magic Special Forces. Their goal is to maintain peace and to stop any disruptions made during the Foundation Festival, to protect the public, and to prevent any tragedies. And that includes stopping any fights between the Shadow Assassins and Serie's group. And so this is truly where the fun begins. For this video, I will have 3 things I will mention. But the first thing I want to mention is, if there is no Serie or farming, I'm going to torture you guys with more feet jokes. Serie, booming fools with magic, and it's not a feet goddess unless you stop on some fools. Honestly, what is the point of building up our expectations and teasing how epic and exciting this arc can be with all of these powerful mages and all these powerful shadow warriors using the goddess's magic? If the fight goes down at the festival ball while looking dapper, there are some many different locations this can expand to, in which we already saw when the Shadow Assassins tried to yeet Frieren earlier in the arc. I hope we get a culmination of all the best fights we've seen this far, like during the first class mage exam and like the ones we've seen against Mage and Solitaire. There's a natural progression from Serie's introduction to Serie, or farming the crap out of Mage just to leave us with no climax. This is the perfect opportunity for that payoff. I say no more Oragooning, and so it's time for Serie to stomp on these fools, because that's what the feet goddess would do. This can potentially be Serie's Gojo-like Escanor-esque moment with absolutely the best condescending dialogue one can provide. Fans absolutely want this, and I think this is non-negotiable. With stakes as high as killing off Serie, the roster of characters seemed too big without some casualties. We have to remember the conversation between Goatee Priest and Frieren. People may die, and she will do her best for the best outcome. But saving her master's legacy and protecting Fern and Stark is of the utmost importance. That means yeeting Gorilla if he attempts to harm them, which leads me into what I want to see happen next. Zain finds closure with Gorilla Warrior, aka Christ. the blacksmith for the Shadow Assassins. Gorilla has clearly got himself caught up with this character he deems his sister, in reference to the drunk Shadow Warrior in Street. So it's big enough to stop his adventures and make him look out for this girl? Blood, not blood? There is clearly a connection to Shrit to stop his past adventures, or this is a part of that crazy adventure. How he ended up as a Shadow Warrior is to be determined, and his goals are shrouded in mystery. But if we understand Gorilla's backstory of adventures, being remembered like the Craft statue, becoming a Shadow Warrior is definitely the complete opposite of what we think his character is. Whatever happened that led him here, I believe the true essence of what Zine thinks of him is still there, meaning he might be like linear in being undercover, or bro just really likes drunk chicks. Ultimately, this plays into a trope we all know fully damn well. Gorilla Dubs and GoTP will have a confrontation and things will get really dicey. I don't believe Christ will die, but as things unravel, he might get very close. Whether it's from the Shadow Warrior side or Team Serie side, the heart of this lesson will come back to purpose and adventure. There's nothing wrong with exploring more of what you want out of life, especially when the repetitiveness of your life doesn't reward you with anything else. So the original purpose of Zine's character development was finding that greater meaning, greater experiences, seeing what is out there in the world. That is what Gorilla Dubs represented originally. And if that still holds, it means that is who Christ is right now still. He just might be undercover or something. And so in the end, maybe this is a way to potentially save Shrit, whom he built a sisterly bond with, or something more. And it can be a situation where he could be the one to help expose these rogue shadow assassin type groups that might still be lingering out there in society. And so as Zine finds some kind of closure with Christ, Zine and Christ's character development is one of the most exciting and mysterious. And so this takes me to my last point in this video that I want to see from this arc. It's the question that we all want to know. Will Serie die? And what lesson would come from if she survives or not? The story already told us that the great mage Minas got yeeted by the commander assassin Leve, so it seems too blatantly simple to allow Serie to just follow that same path. For those of you that want her to pass away, we can meet in the middle. Let's let her lose a limb or something, yeah? If we think about my feet goddess passing away, if you believe that strong entities like Serie are too strong, provide too much risk to society, that has the potential to go on an evil rampage like Minas, that also means that you want the great mage, holy emblem wielder, Frieren, to die too. It is that logic that doesn't make sense to me, so narratively, letting Serie pass away might not be the best outcome, unless the impact of her passing away drives home the biggest lesson and take away from the arc. Which leads me to what I believe the biggest lesson would be. This is Flamme's legacy that Frieren wants to protect, of giving humanity magic, letting it thrive as it is in the Imperial capital. Even though she did say that whatever humanity does is up to humanity, for better or worse, I believe Serie will come to terms with accepting that humanity will surpass them, and she might not necessarily turn a new leaf in her own personal ideology of gatekeeping magic, but she will acknowledge humanity's greatness, even more so than elves, who live centuries upon centuries. The foundation for Serie's lesson has been set since the first class mage exam, with the flashback between herself and Frieren. She was the one that told Frieren that a Ningen, or the Demon King, will be the one to yeet her, because humanity's talent is its fast-paced progression due to their shorter lifespans, and it's that ability that ties into the themes of legacy that includes heroes like Himo, the hero of the South, Craft Amok, the statues. This is humanity's innate ability to continually grow, because humanity knows how to pass on knowledge to the next generation, just like how the Empire is slowly deciphering even more of the goddess's magic. humanity as a whole is the unstoppable force. There have been hints this entire time that Serie has been entertaining Flame's ways as being accepted, from looking at the flowers and picking petals of leaves with their feet. For much of the first class mage final exam, it subtly shows her contemplating and maybe even slowly accepting that Flame might have been right. Serie bringing along her first class mages like the degenerate Faust, Sense, Mage, Ubel, and Frieren for this bodyguarding mission is like her trying to prove herself wrong because they have once already went beyond her expectation. That is humanity that Serie is counting on. That is the great irony here. If Serie survives and helps defeat the Shadow Assassins along with her first class mages, and seeing the magic special forces strength, it would prove that humanity is capable of handling magic, aka power. Serie can accept that magic proliferating amongst humanity is a good thing, and it is something that is worthy to be protected. And it is fairly ironic of Serie protecting humanity. And honestly, it's the only thing we've really seen her do this entire story. Like during the mocked arc, with humanity progressing at such a high clip, it also dwindles the need for Serie's protection. So these three are the biggest things that I want to see come from this Foundation Festival arc. That includes Serie stomping the crap out of fools, blasting fools, Gorilla Dubs, and Gold TP finding closure. And the third is Serie not actually dying, but coming to the conclusion that humanity, while they have their problems, they can handle the power of magic. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about the points that I made. Will the Shadow Warriors meet the Feet Goddess? What character development will be building for Frieren, Stark, and Frieren? What will come about with Lan and Ubel's relationship? And so if you guys like this video and want to see more speculation and some ideas for how this arc can end, let me know in the comments below. And do me a favor guys, hit the like button if you want to see Serie stomp on fools and live. And subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't already. Check out my blog at otakusen.com. I appreciate you guys watching. See you guys on the next video.